Right. So, as part of Guidewire cloud integration learning is concerned, today we are going to discuss about what developer skills that are required for a developer to perform. Because now and then you see many projects or many requirements are moving towards cloud integrations. So, when we are moving towards the cloud integration part, it's always important for us to understand about the integration process. Okay, so what is the integration process and how are we transforming from old legacy systems to new Guidewire cloud applications or from legacy to cloud, right? So when we are migrating, so it's always important even to understand about the integration part as well. Many people, I could see, people are well experienced from the configuration point of view. Those people will have good amount of knowledge in configuration. But when it comes to the integration part, they may not have a proper understanding. Right. So, developer skills are concerned, especially in the Guideware cloud integration environment. The one of the key and important skill that which we must be familiar with, is about Guideware integration gateway. That is something that we must be good and familiar with, because using Guideware integration gateway, wherein if you want to redesign any kind of legacy integrations, when we are working on the cloud native patterns using some RESTful or SOAP API services or event messaging plugins or API orchestrations, that sort of knowledge is required for us as a Guideware developer. That is point number one. Point number two, when it comes to the cloud integrations are concerned, whatever the cloud assurance remediation for integration, which normally tracks and as well as ensuring the compliances with security, resilience, at the same time data validation mandates, everything will also be part of skill sets as a Guideware developer we must be good with. At the same time, we must define about implementing API contracts. At the same time, we must be knowing about some endpoint mappings, all that, followed by any transformation logics or messaging routing strategies. This is also another skill set you must be good with. Next, as a Guideware developer, we must work with some cloud architects at the same time for the DevOps teams, so that we can ensure the testability automation, at the same time release readiness, whatever the integration codes that we have, everything will be included. So as a Guideware developer, from the integration part, we must support the user interface level triage and all, followed by any kind of performance tuning or any validations in non-production, or is at the same time any pre-production environment. Everything we must be good with, because now and then production environment, understanding about validation in non-production as well as pre-production environments is also one of the key and important skill as a developer we must be good. Next, we must have an understanding over the documentation. Some part of Open API documentation is required, followed by any kind of integration specifications or any kind of postman collections. These are also needed apart from the Guideware integration development. Either it can be of PC, BC, or Claim Center, all that. Next one, we must familiar with uh, SOAP and as well as RESTful API web services, followed by event-driven architecture, messaging queues, plugin architecture, all these. So this is also one of the key and important skill that we have to be knowledgeable with, including cloud assurance remediations or integration security practices, something like token authorizations, encryptions, validations. Everything we must be good with. It's not only that, as a Guideware developer from the integration side, we must be having some exposure towards some external services, something like any kind of payment gateway documentation services or any CRM or rating engines. at the same time experience with some AWS and GCP natives or native services or any API gateway, event bridges. So these skill sets also vary, but I don't say these skill sets are whatever that I was mentioned you in the last couple of it. So this is not mandatory for all the profiles, especially when we are moving on to the Guidewire cloud integration developer skill set. Depends on the expertise and depends on the company. These skill sets may differ from job requirements to requirements. So end of the day, but as a integration developer, apart from the configuration understanding, these are the major skill sets we must be knowledgeable with.